Senator Sasse is a member of the Budget and Finance Committees, and he joins us now. Can you clarify something for us? Because yesterday when President Biden said if you are offered a job and you don't take it, you're going to be held to account for that or penalized and knock your enhanced unemployment benefits. But isn't that already the case?
Yeah, that's already the law, and it obviously isn't working. There's a massive policy failure at work. You guys, Bill and Dana, just flagged the fact that there are 8 million open jobs in the country, and only 300,000 people got new jobs last month. There are a whole bunch of reasons behind that, but the driver of this is that there's stupid policy coming out of Washington that it has made it more valuable to not work than to work. We are made to work. We're made to do things that benefit our neighbor. We're made to, by hard work and grit, put bread on the table for our kids. Obviously, a year ago, in the height of the COVID ramp, there was a lot of genuine emergency around jobs, but the response was a flawed response that started paying more for unemployment than for work. And now, not surprisingly, lots of people don't leave the unemployment insurance rolls to take a pay cut to go back to work. It's a tragedy for Main Street, but for lots of families as well.
And also, I think that the Biden administration seems to be suggesting that business owners who say they can't find workers, or Republicans who think that the policy is not being helpful here, are suggesting that Americans are lazy and that they don't want to work, when in actuality, I mean, they're making rational decisions.
Right.
Based
We're
on the
talking
policy.
about. That's right, Dana. We're talking about the perversions of Washington policy that pitted work against a paycheck. Washington decided, policymakers who spend a whole bunch of time in their own little internal think tank circles and not actually talking to workers and small business owners on main streets across the country, decided that it was just fine, rational policy to drive unemployment insurance compensation higher than the wages for jobs. And they thought that wouldn't have perverse effects. A number of us, Tim Scott and I, a year ago started talking about this constantly, that this was a very perverse policy that would ultimately have inflationary effects, and it would keep people on the sidelines of jobs in ways that are harmful to them. And just as you said, Dana, this isn't a question of us arguing that people are lazy. It's a question of us recognizing that people are rational decision makers, and Washington created incentives that paid more to not work than to work, and so lots of people opt to not work. That's why only 300,000 of those 8 million jobs were filled.
So what do you think should be done?
So I've introduced the National Signing Bonus Act, which is imperfect policy, but it's much less bad than the policy that's out there right now, which is trying to convert these supplemental uninsurance bonus payments that the congressional Democrats and the Biden administration put in place, try to convert them to a signing bonus so that if you're on unemployment now and you take a job, you're going to get 2 more months, or 101% of 2 months of what you would have gotten on unemployment as a signing bonus for coming back on the job. We don't want to create these perverse incentives where people have to choose between doing beneficial things for their neighbor and their community and putting bread on the table. We want to incentivize getting people back to work. So I want to convert the unemployment insurance system bonus payments to a signing bonus to get people back on the job.
And just quickly, let me ask you, that money already exists. It wouldn't have to be additional money to do that?
Correct. We're taking money that has already been allocated for the purposes of these supplemental unemployment insurance payments, which right now run through about Labor Day. And we say if you get a new job in the next 6 weeks, if you take the job that's offered in your community by the 4th of July, you get your unemployment bonus payment as a signing bonus, but you get back on the job and we get you off the dole for the long term.
All right, Senator Ben Sasse, we'll see if anyone takes you up on that. It's a good idea. Thank you.
Thanks, Dana.